Hello, welcome to Transfer Talk. I hope you're all doing well because it's Friday, June 16th, and I have some big news to provide you. Cristiano Ronaldo has asked to leave Real Madrid this summer, and Manchester United is, of course, his most likely destination. And these are the biggest news of the last couple of years when it comes down to transfer market because Cristiano Ronaldo is currently the highest paid not only football player but athlete in general. So there is a big sums of money rotating around him. And first and foremost, the reason why Cristiano wants to leave Spain in particular is because they have accused him of tax fraud, which is believed to be around 14.3 million euros. He, of course, says that he's not guilty, he's innocent, and all this story is fake. But it hits you hard when you're Cristiano Ronaldo. And there's one Pepe left, another his Portuguese teammate. He expressed his disappointment because he's the only Portuguese left in Real Madrid. And Perez, I have discussed about that. Real Madrid's president, Perez, all said once that every player that is above 32 years old is no good for Real Madrid, and that is why I think Pepe was released by the club. And Cristiano Ronaldo, I said that I do not think that Ronaldo will be included in that list. I strongly believe that CR7 will be an exception, but it turns out I'm not saying that Perez made up this whole story about tax and all that, but I strongly do believe that somewhere deep in his heart, Perez lights up a green light for Cristiano to go ahead and leave the club. It will be a huge transfer, not only for Madrid but for Manchester United as well. And I do not discuss any other destination than Manchester United for several reasons. First, because it's CR7's first big club in Europe. Big memories attached to that club. He has won his first Champions League there. He has won his first Ballon d'Or there, and it's like his childhood, back to the childhood if you exclude Sporting Lisbon from that list. Of course, Manchester United is strongly attached to Sir Alex Ferguson, with whom Cristiano has a big relationship. And of course, it's Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho, who is his compatriot, who is from Portugal as well. And I believe that these are the main reasons why he will join Red Devils. And for now, Manchester United are suddenly paused in the transfer market. They were heavily linked with Ivan Perisic from Inter Milan, who plays in fact left wing, and now it is stalled. And of course, we all know why, because if there's Cristiano, why the hell you need Ivan Perisic on the wing? You have the best winger and best player as of now in the world. And I believe that from Manchester United's point of view, you just need to have a superstar. And Paul Pogba is not, this type of superstar that Manchester United needs. That is why they have brought Zlatan Ibrahimovic into the club, because a club like Manchester, one of the wealthiest clubs in the world, needs big player. And Zlatan has been released. Wayne Rooney is on his way to China. And what do you got? Paul Pogba? No, he's not ready. David De Gea? No, he's too young and he's not the type of player who can be the primary star of the team. Of course, it's not Fellaini. It cannot be the newly signed Lindelof. Nobody can fill the boots for Rooney or Zlatan aside from Cristiano Ronaldo. And when Cristiano goes back to United, you have an increased fan base, because Ronaldo himself has the biggest individual fan bases, who automatically will be rejoining Manchester United. and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you can be a fan of a player who is really, really, truly great and one of the greatest players of all time. So, I mean, it is a win-win for the both sides. Ronaldo will be most likely joining his manager, his compatriot, his, I don't know what kind of relationships are between Ronaldo and Mourinho, but I think it is okay. It's not great, but I think it is okay. And from what we have learned from Mourinho's spell at Real Madrid, it was quite alright, and I think they will get along, and I think Manchester United will get another huge step forward of regaining the crown in the Premier League, because with Cristiano Ronaldo on board, not only you have your presence felt solid on a pitch, but also his presence in the locker room will play a key role when it comes down to preparing for the crucial matches, and Jose Mourinho understand that the best. So we'll see how it goes. Definitely is the biggest news, and Cristiano Ronaldo's agent Jorge Mendes has confirmed now that he wants to leave Real Madrid, according to newspaper Cope. So I think it is quite that. I mean, what a morning to wake up for Man United fans, and I do not think that Real Madrid is heartbreaked by this news, because Cristiano Ronaldo, yes, he has done so much for them, but at some point he would have left the club, and I think this is the turning point for them as well, because they are players, they are decent players who can be serving as a substitute for Cristiano, with Eden Hazard being #1 contender for the spot. I mean, I cannot blame the size, but if you are Spain prosecutors, oh man, you just do not want to accuse the man who has the highest salary in your country among athletes. That means he's paying you the most money in a budget. You just don't want to make it so public to irritate him, and he's such a big value for you, and why would you do that? And there you go, the result is Cristiano is leaving the Capitals club. Wow, these are the biggest news surely of this transfer window. And now we go over and look for another breaking news. Antonio Conte's relationship with Chelsea is at a breaking point. That is according to Italian journalist Di Marzio, and he's highly respectable journalist, and I do not think he just writes that out of nowhere. There are really problems among Conte and the executives at Chelsea, and primarily that is because they do not satisfy the demands of Conte in terms of signing new players. And we all know that Conte expressed the desire to sign new players because he believes that this Chelsea side is now ready to compete in a Premier League and Champions League simultaneously. This squad is not deep enough to compete on a high level on both fronts. So there you go. You can understand Italian tactician and mastermind of the game. And I mean, if the Chelsea board doesn't satisfy his transfer needs, he'll most likely leave, just like he left Juventus. But I don't see the proper destination for Antonio Conte, because Allegri has signed new contract with Juventus. There's no way he's leaving. Napoli, it's Maurizio Sarri, their talisman. I mean, the man in charge of everything in Napoli. You have AS Roma, who just signed Di Francesco, so not quite. Italy is not quite the destination for Conte. So I think he should consider to deal with a situation with his executives at Chelsea. He should talk to Roman Abramovich to kind of settle the deals and to find a way through it. Because I like Conte at Chelsea. I like the Premier League with Conte being Chelsea's manager. It brought so much for English football in general, because, well, if you go over and look at Italian managers throughout the Europe, they are now ruling the football right now, and that is a fact. Another done deal is Everton have completed the signing of Davy Klaassen from Ajax. In fact, he was the captain of Ajax, and the fee is believed to be 27 million euros. And this player is somebody that is so great, and I have admired him in my previous fan bowler show, and he is a great player. And I'm surprised why no other club was going after him, and Everton has have got it for such a relatively low fee when you go over and look around how high the stakes are for the players nowadays. And David Clausen is a real maestro, and it will be a huge add-on for Everton. I just like how this club develops. I love it. And Everton will surely be the contender to finally grab that Champions League spot. And if they sign Gylfi Sigurdsson as well, oh wow, that is going to be some big duet. And if they manage to keep Romelu Lukaku, which is the least probability of that happening, but you never know. And if they in fact will keep this Belgian monster, oh, then you can go ahead and go ahead and say that Everton are in fact going to compete for that top four, definitely be among the favorites. So we have some great Premier League season coming up next year with anything possible really when you go over the signings that are happening in among the Premier League. Chelsea now, given the fact that Conte has had some misunderstanding with his board, Chelsea have made a 53 million bid for Napoli's central defender Kalidou Koulibaly. Yes, he's one of the best defenders in Serie A right now, but when you look at Napoli, it is not the best defensive side, and I think that 53 million for Koulibaly is at least to say too much. Yes, he's a good defender, but I would not pay more than 35 for him, and he has no real value besides being a good footballer, and that is not enough for him to worth 53 million. Yes, his age, yes, all of that, his ability to play, his physical, he's smart, but come on. Koulibaly from Napoli for 53 million, it's too much, and I think Chelsea made a little bit of a mistake there. They slipped, but I guess they don't have a funds problem when it comes down to signing players. So we'll see how it goes. Koulibaly, a pretty decent substitute for John Terry given his present form. John Terry, as you all know, has left for Birmingham City. So there you go. Koulibaly might very well become Chelsea's new signing. From other transfers, we can say that Ranieri has officially become FC Nantes coach. We've talked about that. Southampton has fired their coach, Claude Puel, and I don't know what this club is thinking about. Well, we all know that Southampton has become like a factory of new players for the other Premier League clubs, but sacking manager Claude Puel, I don't understand what's wrong with this guy, because they have played a League Cup final just this season. So I mean, the club was doing great. He was doing a great job of pulling maximum from the players he has got, and afterwards Southampton is selling those players, so he has a decent portion of that job, and I just don't understand the way Southampton is being run. But hey, they're providing big players for the big clubs, and I think that is fine for them. Apart from that, Alvaro Morata is still stalled, and I think that will postpone for a little bit now, given the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo's news are being a big boom in a news outlet. So Morata to Manchester United may be stalled for now. They have said that he should have signed contract as early as today, the maximum. So that has not happened, and I think that is because of CR7U. There is no reason why not to think like that. I will definitely come here tomorrow, even though I don't usually record transfer talks on weekends, but tomorrow will be the day when Cristiano Ronaldo news will be updated, and I don't want you to miss that. So there's not much to cover apart from the fact that Bayern Munich have made some insignificant changes to the club logo, which looks better for me, and you can always check that on their official website. And that's it. So you stay cool until tomorrow, so on.